Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Midday News. I'm Khadija Sikubra Keilani. Coming up in today's headlines, hundreds displaced in the Wenya over spillage of irrigation dam. Also, reject running mates role. MPP groups urge Kennedy Japan. And government is working hard to turn around Ghana's fortune, says President Akufo-Addo. And finally, consumers are paying more for food prices because of activities of middlemen, says the Agri Minister. We'll bring you details of the stories shortly. Thank you for staying with us. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Bena TV. Now to our first story. Hundreds of residents of the Wenya near Pram Pram in the Greater Accra region have been displaced following the flooding of their homes caused by the spillage of an irrigation dam in the area. Some affected residents who spoke to the media said the water is at the window level of their houses.
According to the residents of the area, the flooding started around 4 a.m. yesterday. It has never gone down since then and has affected several houses in the area. One of the residents said, although he noted the irrigation project sometimes exceeds its banks, he insisted that this time the spillage is very serious. Richard Mohammed, the assembly member for one of the affected areas, said over 200 houses have been affected. Meanwhile, the scheme manager for the Duwenya Dam project, Samuel Tete, said they are not to be blamed for the flooding. He said the dam is structured in a way that it spills excess water by itself, adding that recent heavy rains exacerbated the situation. According to him, the dam is built in such a way that when the water rises, it spills on its own, which has been happening over the years. But on that day, what happened was from another stream that flows every 2 to 3 years. This stream comes from the Shai Hills area, adding to the dam stream and causing the flood, not from the main dam. This comes on the back of the spillage of the Akosombo Dam, which displaced over 30,000 persons who lived along the Volta Basin.
Meanwhile, the administration of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has reaffirmed that it is making every effort to turn around the nation's fortunes. Speaking at the Presbyterian Church of Ghana's farewell ceremony for the outgoing moderator, Nana Akufo-Addo expressed optimism and that he would keep his word before the end of his tenure as president.
President Akufo-Addo claims that the programs and policies in place will undoubtedly stabilize the economy of the nation. In addition to describing the economic management of the years leading to the COVID outbreak in 2020, which made the economy one of the fastest growing in the world at the time, he is reassuring Ghanaians that the Akufo-Addo administration is making every effort to bring the economy back to a high rate of growth. According to him, these are only possible if Ghanaians continue to move forward in faith and unity, and if they firmly believe that Ghana's fortunes under him will be turned around by the grace of the Almighty. Although things have not been good, he claims that this is evidence that the economy is improving. Growth and development are once again on the horizon. He added that everyone had to make some tough choices in order to get there. They are clearly addressing the challenges with the policies and programs they are putting in place. He said he will still require the understanding and active cooperation of Ghanaians. If everyone puts in the necessary efforts, they can succeed.
Away from that, the Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Brian Achampon, has attributed the high prices for food in the country to activities of middlemen. Speaking to reporters in Accra outside the ministry's premises during the Agric Fair, Dr. Achampon pointed out that although food product prices have dropped, middlemen profiting has resulted in some consumers still paying exorbitant prices.
According to the Minister of Food and Agriculture, the government took prudent measures which he claims are producing positive results for the reduction. Meanwhile, as retail prices rise much more quickly than wholesale prices, new data suggests that a lack of competition may be to blame for Ghanaian consumers' unfair food prices. Food items like sorghum, onions, and gari have been identified as major markets of concern. National authorities are urged to look into this and take appropriate action. Experts from Ghana and around the world are alerting people to the fact that some market participants are profiting astronomically during this food crisis at the expense of overcharged consumers and underpaid farmers. A novel instrument developed by Consumers Association has brought attention to the possibility of unjust food prices in Ghana, which stem from a lack of competition in both domestic and international food supply chains. The Fair Food Price Monitor issues are warning about the possibility that rising prices for Ghanaian consumers are being driven by dominant market players who are abusing the current crisis to raise prices unnecessarily, in addition to the factors like high fuel cost and currency depreciation.
In other stories, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Gbagwin, has expressed his displeasure with the President over his silence on the Criminal Offence Amendment Bill 2022, which relates to witchcraft. The private members' bill, sponsored by the Member of Parliament for Medina, Francis Susu, was passed in July 2023 with the aim of preventing attacks on alleged witches and prohibiting any persons from operating as a witch doctor or a witch finder.
Speaking about the Criminal Offence Amendment Bill 2022, the Speaker says the President has failed to communicate to Parliament on whether he accepts or disapproves of the bill as constitutionally required. He directed that the bill, which has been advertised again in the other paper, be expunged. Meanwhile, the minority leader, Dr. Kaisel Atuforsen, mentioned that Parliament must take steps to deal with the constitutional breach by the President. According to him, the Criminal Offence Amendment Bill, together with the Witchcraft Bill, was approved by the House months ago and was sent to the President months ago. He said there is a constitutional breach and the House must take steps to deal with it. The majority leader, Oseiche Mensah Bonsu, however, in his explanation said some anomalies were cited in the bill after its passage, hence the decision to rectify them before approval by the President.
Now in business, the President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obeng, says the government must provide details and timelines for the implementation of the import restriction bill currently being considered by Parliament. According to Dr. Obeng, it is imperative for the government to provide detailed information to Ghanaians about the aims and objectives of the legislative instrument to equip them ahead of time.
Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is part of the 6 business associations under the umbrella name Joint Business Consortium Forum, which has submitted a petition to Parliament urging it to reject the import restrictions bill. The other 5 are the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Ghana Institute of Foreign Forwarders, Chamber and Automobile Dealership Ghana, and Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Well, in politics, some new Patriotic Party members in the Ashanti region have called on the Asin Central Member of Parliament, Kennedy Ejapon, to reject an offer to become the running mate to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the party's flag bearer for the 2024 elections. The group, which believe Kennedy Ejapon is the best to lead the country, is urging him to resign from the MPP and contest as an independent candidate.
The individuals made up of the members of the volunteer groups who campaigned for Kennedy Ohene Ejapon during the MPP's presidential primaries have alleged bias in favor of the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. They maintain that the Asin Central MP is the best person to lead the country and want him to consider opting as an independent candidate for the 2024 presidential elections. The leadership of the group says it has petitioned Kennedy Ejapon and will also have a series of engagements until concerns contained in the petition are addressed. Addressing a new conference in Kumasi, chairman of the volunteer groups, Gabriel Amankwa, says Kennedy is the only person holding the key to the success of the country.
Showdown in this country. President Akufo, member showdown. Vice President, member showdown.
And finally, in sports, former Ghana captain Stephen Appiah has been expressing optimism regarding the Black Stars' prospects in the upcoming 2023 African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. The four-time African champions last won the competition in 1982 in Libya and enduring a prolonged trophy drought since.
With the tournament just months away, Appiah, who led Ghana to qualify for the 2006 and 2010 World Cups, firmly believes that Ghana can break the 41-year trophyless streak. Despite the challenges, he emphasizes the importance of self-belief among the players, urging them to recognize their potential. Appiah expressed the confidence in Black Stars to win the upcoming tournament at the unveiling of the Total Energies AFCON Trophy in Accra on Tuesday. He acknowledges the evolving landscape of football and underscores the need for unwavering self-confidence, emphasizing the global reach of the sports. He therefore encouraged the players to represent Ghana with utmost dedication and skill on the field. Ghana find themselves in Group B for the AFCON alongside Cape Verde, Egypt and Mozambique. The tournament is scheduled to commence on January 13, 2024, with the final game scheduled for February 11, 2024.
That's what we have for you on our midday news. For more stories, log on to our website www.bainamultimedia.com. I'm Khadija Kubra Keilani. Many thanks for doing the watching.